I'm Josh Burgle, one of the designers of Hocus. In this video, I'll be talking about some of the advanced spellbooks and the other things that can make Hocus a different experience from the classic game. This video assumes that you already have viewed the video that Grant made on how to play classic Hocus, or you've learned to play it from the rulebook. Let's begin. The good news is that you don't have to unlearn anything that you learned in playing classic Hocus in order to play the advanced game. All you need to do is learn a few more things about a couple of components, and then you're ready to play the full game. What you see here are the advanced spellbooks. These are the key to what makes the advanced game of Hocus work. As you see, there are 8 different spellbooks that are available, that are included with the game. They range from Illusion and Chaos, Storm, Darkness, Flame, Alchemy, and then these 2 that are a little bit more advanced, Chronomancy and Enchantment. We don't recommend you start with those for a first game using the advanced spellbooks. Each spellbook has 3 spells available that are unique to that spellbook. They work just like the basic spells do, used in the classic game, but you have more choices on what to do during your turn. So rather than have just the 3 basic spells available to cast, you have 6 spells that you can cast. Just as before, you can use them as often as you'd like, and you just follow the directions on the card. So for Alchemy here, if you cast Aqua Regia, you examine 2 cards in a pot, and you may add one of them to a community or a pocket. Every one of the spellbooks has a unique ability, a focus that gives that spellbook capabilities that the other spellbooks don't have. The other thing to remember is that there is a rule in Hocus that if you can't complete the instructions of a spell completely, you're not allowed to cast it. So for example, if you were to cast Inferno, it says place 2 cards in any pockets. You'd have to have 2 cards available in your hand to do so. If you don't, you're not allowed to use the spell. Other cards, such as Flood in the Storm spellbook, says to draw 3 cards. If there are 3 cards left in the deck, you're also not allowed to cast that spell. Aside from that, the spells basically just work like the basic spells do. And again, you can cast them as often as you'd like. It gives each spellbook a unique character and a different way to view the game. The other major thing that changes is with the owls. As you can see, there's a full set of one of the suits, as I'm sure you've noticed, but each owl has different text on it. When an owl appears in a pot, that player places it in front of them, and on the following round, they may use one owl in addition to one of their spells. They may use it before or after they cast the regular spell. For example, this owl says, use a spell owned by a neighboring player. So if my neighbor had the Alchemy spellbook, I could choose any one of those 3 spells and use it on my turn, just as if I had owned the spell myself. It's a tremendously powerful ability. Once you use it, you return it to the bottom of the deck, so each owl is 1 shot. And the owl can only be used the round after they're won. If you don't use them, then you return them back to the deck. Let's take a look at how this works with starting a hand. I've dealt out a 2-player round here. And of course I trim the deck of the 0s, 1s, and 13s, and 14s, as you do for a 2-player game. And I've dealt hands. I have the Illusion spellbook here. My opponent will also be played by me as the Chaos spellbook. I'm starting the round, and I'm taking a look at my cards here. And I have 3 9s, which suggests to me that I may want to try to slide one into one of the communities. Then I'll at least be able to make a 3 of a kind at a minimum. So I take a look at my spells, and I could just cast Build Community and put that card out there. However, I'm going to look at my advanced spells and see if there's one that might make more sense. Prestidigitation says examine up to 2 cards in the pot. Probably doesn't make sense to start out with that right away. Materialize, I have to permanently reveal a card from a pocket. Also doesn't make a whole lot of sense here either. But Mirage, placing a community card face down and then adding a card to a pocket, sounds like just the ticket. So I'm going to give that a try. I'm going to cast Mirage, to announce to my opponent, also me, that I'm casting Mirage, place a card face down in a community, and then add a card to a pocket. I'm going to add another 9 to my pocket, which will give me some options later on. So that's the end of my turn, and I announce to my opponent that they can go. So let's take a look at the other seat. So now I have Chaos here. And again, I'm looking at the same board from the other side. And looking at my cards, I see I have 3 of the 8s and I have a couple 7s, so there's some possibilities there that I may want to look at. I also have a couple of 5s, so I have some pairs, I have some things to work with, but I don't really know what my opponent is working on here with this card in the middle. I don't know what that is. So I may want to stall a little bit and see how the hand develops. Again, take a look at my cards. Tropic Energy is a good choice for that. It says draw 2 cards, place 1 in a pot, and add 1 to your hand. Gives me another option, another card to look at. It allows me to make one of the communities more valuable. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I announce I'm going to cast Tropic Energy. I'm going to draw 2 cards. I'm going to get probably not much help. So we'll go ahead and place those in my hand. And I have to place one of those in the pot and one of those in the hand. So take a look at them. They're both 1 point. Doesn't really matter much. We're going to go ahead and place that one in a pot. I'm going to place it in the pot that's not currently being built by the illusion hand. So that's the end of my turn, and I announce it's my chance for my opponent to go. Here we're at the end of the hand. As you can see, the illusion player run amok somewhat here, playing 4 cards face down. They cast Materialize twice to reveal cards in the pockets, which meant that they had extra cards left over. Kaz player has his 2 pockets sitting there. Kaz player is still me. And now it's time to do the showdown. We're going to do this community first. So we reveal any face down cards. The illusion player is going to select this pocket. And the Chaos player is going to select this pocket. 2 8s, giving a full house, which beats the 2 pair that the illusion player has. So this pot goes to the Chaos player. Pretty rich one, 11 points, and there's an owl in it. So the Chaos player takes that owl and places it in front of him. We can get rid of those cards, get rid of the extra illusion player's cards. We resolve the second. Illusion player reveals 9s. We reveal the cards in here, which are interesting. There's both a 9. There's actually 3 2s in that community. The Chaos player threw a 2 in there without knowing. Ended up with 2s over 8s, beaten by the illusion's 9s over 2s. These go to the illusion player. There are 9 points available here, and an owl as well. So we discard those cards. And now we can play the next round. So next round, the illusion player has this owl that's available. They can use that in addition to their spell, before or after their spell. It says they can add 2 cards to 1 pot. It's actually quite a valuable ability. The 12 that the Chaos player won says that they can add the top card from deck to any pot without looking. At first blush, not quite as powerful, but it doesn't drain your hand, so it actually is an extremely useful spell as well. And again, both those are bonus abilities that they get to use. And that's it. Thanks for watching this video, and we hope you enjoy the game as much as we enjoyed designing.